47-year-old woman has died after she was pulled unconscious from the water at popular Sydney beach, Gordons Bay, while a man in his 60s has died surfing on the New South Wales south coast. So far this summer, there have been 35 drowning deaths across Australia. Joining us live now is Steve Pearce, CEO of New South Wales Surf Lifesaving. Steve, thank you for making the time to speak with us again. Firstly, your comments on the latest tragic drownings.
Yeah, thanks, Gabriella. And we're just in a spate of real tragedies at the moment in the heart of summer. Already here in New South Wales, we've had 8 drownings since 1st of December. A total of 19 since the beginning of July. So this drowning yesterday, well, actually the 2 drownings yesterday, just add to that terrible toll that we're seeing at the moment.
And why are we seeing that terrible toll and seeing such a significant number of drownings taking place?
Yeah, look, last year we had a horrid season. In fact, last year was the worst in New South Wales history with 55 coastal drownings. And the rate that we're climbing at the moment, we're actually matching that at this time. And yeah, we're really seeing a huge inundation of people down to the coastline because we have no more COVID restrictions. There's no more international or domestic travel restrictions either. So every beach is just being overrun at the moment, every piece of waterway. Unfortunately, every drowning that's occurred has been in an unpatrolled location where we don't have our lifesavers or lifeguards on duty. And that's just a really important point to make, that there has not been a drowning between our red and yellow flags where our lifesavers stand on duty. So, a patrolled location is obviously the safest location to swim this summer.
Certainly an important point to make. How challenging is it for lifesavers at the moment when beaches are absolutely packed?
Yeah, look, we were just looking at the statistics just before this interview, and since the 1st of December, our volunteer lifesavers and our lifeguards have performed just over 660 rescues, which is just an incredible amount of rescues. And mixed amongst that is a huge amount of successful resuscitations and CPRs they perform. So this death toll at the moment, which stands at 8, could have been horrific at this time if not for the actions of the lifesavers. And I just need to shout out to the lifesavers because many of these are just returning from Western New South Wales and from the floods. So they've been out in the floods for last month or 2 doing support for the flood-affected communities in Western New South Wales, and now they're back on the beaches performing life-saving rescues. So they're doing an incredible job.
They are heroes doing such important work. Thank you for shouting out to them. Are we falling behind in Australia when it comes to our education around beach and water safety?
Yeah, look, I think we can always do more in regards to our awareness about beach safety. And we do a lot of targeted programs into Western Sydney in particular and Western New South Wales, where we see a lot of the representation from these drownings. But again, it's about RIP awareness. It's about understanding what to do in a RIP. And importantly, it's about finding those patrolled locations. And many of these fatalities and the rescues that we're actually conducting, when we talk to the people afterwards, they say either they're poor swimmers or, in fact, surprisingly, they cannot swim at all. So they're actually entering the surf zone and they can't swim, which is incredible. And again, we're asking people, if they are going to come down to the coastline, they really need to find our red and yellow flags.
How can we make sure we are trained for ourselves when we go into the ocean, and also if we're in a situation where we need to help others?
Yeah, look, tragically, we've seen 2 rescues in the last 7 days where fathers have lost their lives going in to save their children. And each year we see these bystander rescue fatalities where people actually enter the water and try and rescue others. So importantly, the first thing is, if you do see someone in trouble, so important to ring 000 to get emergency responders there. If people are going to enter the water to try and assist someone else, it's so important to take a flotation device. Now, that's anything that can float: a surfboard, a boogie board, an esky lid, a football, in fact, anything to keep you and the victim afloat moving forward. But again, I just want to keep on pulling back to that message. Unpatrolled locations are the most dangerous locations to swim. That's where all the drowning fatalities have been this year. The red and yellow flags, a patrolled location, will be the safest location this year.
It's an important reminder. Steve Pearce, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us. We appreciate it.
No, thanks, Gabriella, and have a great afternoon.